I found a woman's underwear and a pair of stockings in my husband's coat pocket. I and Leo Lu do not have a lot of marital life. He who has always been indifferent, isn't he not interested in women? Why would he have the intimate clothing of other women? And there is a video on his phone of a woman wearing an angel mask, wearing stockings and stepping on his face with her feet. He thoroughly enjoyed playing with those small, jade-like feet wrapped in black stockings. After much thought, I did not make a fuss, but continued to carry on as a homemaker without a care. Later, Leo Lu became aware of the problem. He knelt on the durian and snapped at me, "Judy Zhu, don't you love me anymore? Why do you tolerate my improper relationship with other women?" While doing Leo Lu's laundry, I found a mobile phone in his pocket, and the item in the other pocket left me deeply shaken. A woman's ultra-thin silk panties and a pair of black stockings with holes, a faint fragrance of perfume. I know these were worn by another woman. The special scent remaining on the surface should be from the one just taken off. Yesterday, Leo Lu did not come back because of overtime work, and I was shocked and my heart was racing. Leo Lu and I have not had much marital life over the years. He has always been indifferent, as if he is not interested in women. I am a very conservative person. My dressing style is always covered shoulders, knee-length skirts. I buy the most ordinary styles of underwear and bras, and I never wear stockings. Is it because I am too conservative in my dressing and not attractive enough that Leo Lu has abandoned me and gone to find another woman? I silently put the underwear, stockings, and mobile phone back into his pocket and threw all the clothes into the washing machine. I don't know why I have to do this. Is it because I don't want to break my face with Leo Lu? In a moment of haze, I received his video call. A handsome and attractive face, smiling at me very gently. "Judy Zhu, today the company has overtime. I can't stay home with you to celebrate your birthday. I'll make it up to you another day. I'll hang up now." He hung up the video call before I could respond. Today is my 25th birthday, and it is also the day of my father's passing. Ever since I met Leo Lu, he has been keeping me company and surprising me with gifts every year on my birthday. Before, he wouldn't ignore me for being busy with work, but this time he didn't come back because of his work. Is he really busy with work? I immediately opened the washing machine and took the phone out of my pocket. The moment I opened it, I was stunned. The wallpaper on the screen was a photo of him and a woman wearing an angel mask. The photo was taken on the beach, with a tall, slender woman wearing a bikini swimsuit sitting on Leo Lu's shoulders, her delicate feet gently held in his hands. It's just a normal group photo, but the male lead is my husband. The photo album contains not only a few photos but also a video. In the video, the woman wearing a mask changed into a set of lace lingerie in front of Leo Lu. She put on a pair of black stockings and danced a seductive dance in front of him. Leo Lu lay on the sofa, allowing her to dance gracefully on top of him. Those delicate jade feet wrapped in black stockings gently stepped on his face. He enjoyed it, playing with it. From time to time, he would still kiss her, his eyes filled with infatuation. The screen may suddenly go black due to the phone running out of battery. My heart is torn to pieces. The video explains everything. Leo Lu has changed. He is no longer the person who truly loves me. Has he changed? Won't I change too? He hurt me, betrayed me, deceived me with gentle lies. He is no longer worthy of my love for him. Thank you, Leo Lu. I have completely given up on him. I lit a birthday candle, the flickering of the flame unsteady. I remember when Leo Lu proposed to me. It was also on my birthday. He knelt on one knee, crying as he swore his vows to me. He said he would love me well, cherish me, and give me a warm and happy home. I was touched by his sincere expression of emotion and put on the ring. It's been a long time. Gradually I've found that his interest in me seems to be fading, and our marital life is also gradually declining. He often speaks to me in a cold and indifferent manner. I try to be understanding of him, as he likely has a lot of work-related obligations and high levels of stress. Until today, I finally understood everything. He no longer loves me, because he has a new love. In the past, I often rushed out early and returned late due to social engagements, and most likely I had an affair with that woman. Every time he comes home late, he throws his clothes into the washing machine himself, as if he's afraid I'll smell the scent of other women on his clothes. Have you been attracted to another woman? Why haven't you touched me in so long? He yelled at me very impatiently, day after day. Can't you stop being so nagging? How could I possibly have another woman? I'm already tired enough, don't come bother me. Staring at the lonely flames on the birthday cake, I had no wish in my heart, and I blew them out. Leaving home, I took a bottle of mitai to visit my father, whose favorite drink was baijiu. My mother left with another man after giving birth to me, and I was raised by my father since I was young. He is both my father and my mother. I placed the mitai, a type of Chinese liquor, by my father's gravestone and confided in him about the dissatisfactions in my life now. I cried as I spoke, leaning against the tombstone, and before I knew it, I had fallen asleep. I was suddenly awakened by the ringing of my phone, only to realize that the sun had already set. The sky has turned dark. Why aren't you at home? Are you not working overtime? How did you come back? Overtime was completed ahead of schedule. I coldly laughed in my heart. Is it done? He's probably done with the woman, that's why he came back so quickly. I learned that I was worshipping my father. He changed the tone of his speech. Judy Zhu, I'm truly sorry. I've even forgotten that your birthday is also the anniversary of your father's passing. I'll come see you. The graveyard in the dark night, lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a heavy rain suddenly poured down. I was drenched in the rain. Liu Lu arrived, seeing the lights before him. Get in the car. He urged me to get in the car, but he was hiding inside the car with no intention of getting out. There is an umbrella in the car, but he is not even willing to let me get a little wet. How perfunctory he is towards me. He drove through the rainstorm to pick me up, just to verify that I wasn't lying in someone else's bed. I got in the car, and he told me to take off my wet clothes and put them on the floor. I just washed the car today, so don't make it dirty inside. The car was his. I undressed in front of him, but after a quick glance, he turned up his nose in disdain. Look at the underwear you're wearing. What era is this? Your underwear is still square cut. It doesn't look good at all. Can't you buy some lace underwear to wear? I have no appetite at all. He lit a cigarette and continued to chatter incessantly. The middle-aged women dancing in the square now wear underwear more fashionable than female celebrities. You really can't even keep up with the middle-aged women. He really disliked my outfit and said it was worse than a middle-aged woman's. He had never said that about me before, but now he couldn't hold it in anymore and had to say it. How did he know what kind of underwear the middle-aged lady was wearing? I'm tired, and I didn't bother with him. Maybe he thought I was angry at him for not coming back for my birthday. He then took out 2 wads of money from his bag and slapped them onto my thigh. Throw away those old antique underwear, go buy some brand name underwear, preferably the really thin kind that is slightly see-through. Don't be angry anymore. Next time it's your birthday I'll be sure to keep you company properly. It's raining heavily, and the car is driving slowly. His hand was groping my leg. I forcefully shook off his hand and told him to drive properly. He used to touch me inappropriately while driving, but it was just simple groping and there was no deeper level of interaction. He thought I was worried about his safety, but in fact I was disgusted by how dirty her hands were, and if we took the skin flakes on his hands and had them analyzed, we would definitely find traces of the woman's acidic residue. Arriving home, Liu Lu suddenly remembered something and rushed into the laundry room. I'm sure he was thinking about the item he had in his pocket. After he came out, he saw that I had no unusual behavior and said he wanted to give me a belated birthday celebration, which I refused. I lie on the bed, neither fully awake nor fully asleep, with my eyes closed. Liu Lu was texting someone on WeChat, turning his back to them. I saw their chat content. My darling, is it that you're still awake so late because you're itching again? How dare you? Have I not been tormented by you enough today? I just love the way you beg. What are you doing taking someone else's underwear and stockings? Do you want to collect it? It's so dirty. My precious thing is not at all dirty. I just have this taste. The guests will visit your home tomorrow. Will your wife be angry or offended when she sees me? She knows you are my assistant. She won't be angry. No one knows about our secret. I coughed loudly and quickly closed my eyes. I could feel his body flinch. He must have been startled by me. To dispel his doubts, he pushed me twice. Judy Zhu? Judy Zhu. He breathed a sigh of relief when he saw that I was truly asleep. The underwear and stockings belonged to Mei Li. The next day, Mei Li bought a lot of high-end ingredients and came to my house, and Liu Lu did not go to the office to work. Judy Zhu, these things were all bought by your brother Liu Lu. He said they were to make up for your birthday yesterday. He is really so good to you. These things cost a lot of money. The things have been delivered, so I'll be leaving now. Leo Lu took the things in her hand, and the two of them exchanged glances as if they thought I couldn't see. He quickly found a reason to stay with Mei Li. There are so many things, and your sister-in-law and I can't finish them all. Stay and help me out, and we won't let your sister-in-law into the kitchen today. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to disturb your private time with your sister-in-law. The two played off each other perfectly. It would be a shame if they didn't act together. They had actually prearranged it, saying they were going to buy high-quality ingredients for me and cook for me. They were actually dating in front of me. I might as well accommodate them and invite Mei Li. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not a stranger. Just come down and help Leo Lu. I'm looking forward to your lunch. The kitchen is all yours. Hearing me say this, Leo Lu's face lit up, for this was precisely what he had been waiting for. I have always been very reluctant about the presence of a beautiful assistant around him, and I have not been fond of Mei Li. From the very beginning, I suspected that Mei Li liked Leo Lu, owing to a woman's sixth sense. I had many arguments with Leo Lu about this. Mei Li was also staring at me in disbelief. Thank you, sister-in-law. I was sitting on the sofa scrolling through Douyin videos. From time to time, they glanced towards the kitchen where the two of them were washing and chopping vegetables. I don't look at all like the lady of the house, but the two of them look like a married couple. Leo Lu's hand occasionally rested on Mei Li's buttocks. Mei Li wore a red bodycon dress, with a pair of black stockings that echoed her beautiful legs, and the combination of the red miniskirt made her look more alluring. Leo Lu's actions are becoming more and more bold. He takes advantage when I'm not paying attention to secretly kiss Mei Li. He thinks of me as a fool, believing I don't know. These small movements cannot escape my sharp eyes. Mei Li didn't consider herself an outsider at all. Her demeanor was no different from the lady of the house. 1 year ago, Leo Lu was stabbed by a dagger in front of the company for no reason, and he narrowly escaped death. At the time, Mei Li was passing by and took the fallen Leo Lu, who had been stabbed, to the hospital, saving his life. Leo Lu hired Mei Li as his personal assistant and gave her an annual salary of $1 million in order to repay a debt. Expressing gratitude is not wrong, and simply providing money would suffice. However, given the many positions available in the company, is it truly necessary to keep a beautiful woman by one's side? It's not just because they look pretty, but you have bad intentions. Sister-in-law, the dishes will be ready soon, and you must taste them well in a bit. I symbolically responded to her, okay. Leo Lu is unwilling. He walked from the kitchen to me and said in a low voice, Judy Zhu, why are you not enthusiastic? After all, Mei Li is the one who saved my life. Can't you not be so petty? We are just in normal superior-subordinate relationship. Is it necessary for me to wash her underwear and stockings in order to show passion? Do you want me to make you a tea with panties and stockings? What nonsense are you talking? Darling, let me kiss you. Leo Lu flashed a hint of panic. He grabbed my little foot to demand a kiss, and I kicked him away. These years with him, what he loved most was my feet, or to be more precise, a woman's feet, which he loved. Leo Lu's mouth is already unclean, very dirty. Mei Li has a great figure, and her beautiful black stockings cannot escape the clutches of her lover. It is unknown how many times she has been kissed by Leo Lu. So I don't want him to touch my feet. During the meal, the two of them had a table full of Western-style dishes. Emperor crabs, black gold abalone, giant lobsters, French foie gras, and many other seafood I can't name. As mealtime approached, Mei Li reapplied her lip gloss, the same lip gloss that had just been on Leo Lu's mouth. Leo Lu handed the napkin to Mei Li. You tie this up. Don't let the cooking oil splash onto your clothes. This entire outfit of yours could match a year's worth of Judy Zhu's clothes. He's right, Mei Li is wearing all brand names. Just that one pair of Paris Hilton stockings costs $3,000, her whole outfit is nearly $10,000. As a full-time housewife, I have always been thrifty and economical. The total amount of money I spend on clothes in a year is around $100,000. In front of Leo Lu and Mei Li, he became impoverished. A person relies on their clothes, a horse relies on its saddle, a dog runs joyfully when it has a bell. So Leo Lu would like her silk panties and Balenciaga stockings. Sister-in-law, even though brother Leo Lu is a billionaire, how can you not dress yourself up? Women need to know how to dress themselves, so that Leo Lu brother will love you more. These two are truly hilarious. chatting at the table but not resting their hands below it. Mei Li's feet were on Liu Lu's legs. I don't like dressing up, and I'm too lazy to put on makeup. Liu Lu, please serve Mei Li more dishes, make sure she eats well and doesn't go back hungry. As the words were spoken, the two looked at each other and then turned their gaze towards me, with an incredulous expression. I picked up a large crab and started eating it on my own, facing the many delicious dishes in front of me. Who would still care about that dog-like couple? Isn't it nice to spend more time on eating? In the past, I would save and scrimp to provide for this family, carefully calculating every expense, and would never have bought something this expensive. The main reason is that Liu Lu, who just started a business, is short of funds, and he has repeatedly advised me not to spend money carelessly. That time when it was his birthday, I bought him half a salmon for sashimi, but he scolded me. I told you not to spend money recklessly. How could you have forgotten what I said? It seems you've become a fool staying at home. Your brain isn't working properly. All you do is eat, eat, eat. He seems to have scolded me, but he's eating the salmon really deliciously. When he made promises to me, he was very passionate, but I didn't realize how selfish he was. He ate the whole half of the salmon all by himself and didn't even give me a piece. I was really silly back then. Sister-in-law, I heard from brother Liu Lu that you were very conservative, square-cut underwear. What era is this now? You should change your style, or else brother Liu Lu won't be interested in you. Oh. He even told you what kind of underwear I wear. It seems he really is tired of me. He should like your style, what with ultra-thin silk underwear and high-end black stockings. Mei Li's face flushed suddenly, pretending to be shy, a glint of pride flashing in her eyes. Liu Lu quickly changed the subject. Judy Zhu, don't misunderstand, I was talking about you with Mei Li. I actually want to give you a few sets of high-end lingerie. I can't ask anyone else about this, I can only ask Mei Li. He strained to wink and gesture at Mei Li, and Mei Li pursed her lips, very reluctantly helping to smooth things over. Sister-in-law, don't think too much, what Liu Lu brother said is all true. I didn't say anything. You don't need to explain in a hurry, go ahead and eat something. Chapter 2. I ate crab and then ordered king crab. A hearty meal, with the mouth full of oil from all the activity. Mei Li discreetly nudged Liu Lu's leg with her toes, her face outwardly composed. I felt a sense of disdain. This little trick really thinks I'm a fool, two idiots with 800 eyes, which I see clear as day. I find it quite interesting not to expose their every move. I've had my fill, let me wipe my hands. Liu Lu, you stay with Mei Li and take your time, don't rush her out. After the meal, you can have some tea or something. As a superior, you should show more care for your subordinates. I'll head back to my room now. I couldn't be bothered to look at them, but I could hear their conversation clearly. The sound of their voices was intentionally amplified, although it didn't sound like much of a problem. I can tell they are being all lovey-dovey and touchy-feely. Lying on the bed, looking at the couple's photo placed on the bedside table that was taken during the passionate love period at Yunnanerai Lake. He said he would grow old with me and be with me for the rest of our lives. The mouth of a man is a deceptive spirit, the lips of a woman captivate the soul. This fits Liu Lu and Mei Li perfectly. Faintly, the sound of wrestling and the rocking of chairs could be heard from the kitchen and dining room. Hearing the commotion, I quietly opened the door crack. There was a live drama unfolding that I couldn't miss, at least I could record a video of it. Adjust the angle to include both people in the frame. The table has been cleaned up, Mei Li is lying on the table covering her mouth, and Liu Lu is carefully controlling everything. There was a strand of black hair discarded on the ground. Sweetheart, try to hold it in, don't let your sister-in-law hear, I'm coming. Mei Li's face was flushed, and her eyes were captivating and bewitching. Liu, brother, no need. It will be discovered. Doesn't this feel more exciting? Liu's kisses fell upon her like raindrops. Mei Li couldn't withstand it at all and could only struggle to endure it. Biting Liu Lu's arm deeply in passion, Mei Li. Liu, my brother, you've bitten my toes and it hurts. Hey, I'll be careful then. Liu Lu's laugh was extremely lewd. I'm about to throw up, it's really disgusting. He used to do that to me, and at the time I thought he loved me and wanted to integrate me into his very being. The table creaked for a while, then the two hurriedly cleaned up the kitchen. I've got the video recording after they've finished. That table no longer seems suitable for dining, as it has become dirty and the stains cannot be fully removed. Back to the room, sleep until you naturally wake up. What they want to do is none of my business. It was already the afternoon when I woke up. Leo Lu and Mei Li had already left. God knows where they've gone to have an affair again. Say what comes. Leo Lu brought a pile of gift boxes in front of me. Judy Zhu, you have woken up. I bought you some clothes. Take a look. Do you like them? Clothing? I mumbled. Opened dozens of gift boxes, all kinds of lace lingerie and underwear, as well as his favorite black stockings. He asked me to quickly put on a few items for him to see. I looked at the few small words marked on the gift box, amused. Chanel gift. He is going to luxury goods stores with Mei Li, looking at the gifts. Leo Lu has bought a lot for Mei Li, spending at least 1,000,000 yuan. I don't buy luxury goods, but that doesn't mean I don't go shopping in luxury stores. He who has never eaten pork has never seen a pig run. You dog of a man, you're playing tricks on me. See how I deal with you. I don't want the things. Let's just get divorced as soon as possible. Leo Lu thought he was hallucinating, with a puzzled expression on his face. What did you just say? Did I hear that right? I said I want to divorce you, because I don't love you anymore. You are too boring. I don't want to play with you anymore. Huh? What did you say? Divorce? Leo Lu was dumbfounded, stunned as if he had been struck by something. He never thought I would take the initiative to tell him about the divorce. For a full-time housewife like me, being neither a wealthy second-generation heir nor having an independent source of income, actively getting a divorce would not be a wise decision. At first, for the sake of love, I resigned from my job and became a full-time housewife. I am afraid of losing him, and I am also afraid that one day he will have another woman and divorce me. He was well aware of this before, and would often use it to manipulate me. The initiative has now been taken over by me. Yes, you heard me right. I want to divorce you. Judy Zhu, are you crazy? I really have nothing to do with Mei Li. Can you believe me just this once? Can't you be a little more magnanimous? You are so petty and keep score. I am so disappointed in you. My divorce is just clearing the way for Mei Li. Isn't that just what you want? Leo Lu's face turned deathly pale. He had never anticipated that I would kick him out. What's wrong with you? I will tell you as many times as it takes for you to believe. Don't pretend. Do you have no idea what you've been up to in the kitchen? Leo Lu's expression changed, and then he smiled and said, so you've figured it out, but what can you do about it? You said the clothes you wear at a young age are not appealing to me at all. It was Mei Li's appearance that took over the things you should have done, and you should thank Mei Li. How ridiculous. You want me to thank Mei Li. Where do you get the nerve? It was your mistake, not mine. You don't like my fashion sense, so why did you persistently chase after me in the first place? There should be a limit to shamelessness. He sneered, getting divorced is suicide. Without me what will you live on? Who would want a second-hand item like you? Listen to me, put on the underwear I bought you, and you will still be my daughter-in-law. He underestimated me. I used to have a job, and it was a professional white-collar position. Moreover, my profession is in high demand, and I have no worries about finding a job to support myself. Why don't you want to divorce me? I'm afraid that a divorce with me will cause rumors and gossip that will affect your image in the company. I absolutely will not force you to stay with me. You want a divorce? Don't delude yourself. I will never agree to it. You are mine in life and in death. He stormed out, slamming the door behind him. Judging from his angry appearance, I am particularly delighted, and it would be best if he could die of anger right now, and at the same time inherit his property. He did not agree to the divorce, and it was not out of my expectations. Now I know his secret. He wants to maintain his reputation and image. He will surely refuse to divorce. He also got used to my attentive care for him all these years. I'm not willing to serve him anymore. I want to start a whole new life, and live as a different version of myself. I went to the luxury store and bought a pile of clothes. Putting on a super short skirt, crystal stockings, and a pair of high-heeled sandals, her perfect and delicate feet are alluring and lovable. She also cut her long hair into a shoulder-length style, looking chic and stylish. I was originally version 2, but have now been upgraded to version 3. Dressed in a refined makeup, I went to the auto show. I used to be a luxury car designer, responsible for luxury car upgrade blueprints. After getting married, I quit my job. Even though I'm a full-time homemaker, I'm not idle at home. In my free time, I get inspired and create new drawings, which I provide to the manager at my former company. I never expected that the luxury car I designed and upgraded would be featured at the car show, and I received an invitation today. At the entrance of the auto show, I saw Leo Lu's Rolls-Royce. Mei Li was sitting in the passenger seat, and the two of them were exchanging glances in the car. I tapped on the car window, and when they saw me for the first time, they were stunned, as if they didn't recognize me for a moment. Leo's eyes were bulging out. Judy Zhu. You finally listened to me. You're so beautiful, I almost didn't recognize you as my wife. Don't call me your wife, I'm not close with you. What? Aren't you here at the auto show to look for me? I have put on my favorite stockings, and I have also changed into the lingerie style that you like. Go home first, and when I return, I will give you a lot of love. Mei Li hooked her arm around Leo Lu's arm. Her outfit this time was even more daring, with a skirt so short it couldn't be any shorter. Even if she wasn't paying attention, just walking could easily expose her. Sister-in-law, you have finally wised up and learned to dress up yourself, and have also shed the unflattering title of auntie. The language is full of sarcasm, I can't help but notice it. I snorted coldly and walked into the venue. As soon as I entered the venue, my former company's manager Vance Zhao came to me. Judy Zhu. Have you changed too much? She is much more beautiful than before. Zhao Zong's style is still the same. I never expected you to invite me here. I feel honored. Leo Lu came along at the right time. He was shocked to see me. What? You are the one invited by President Vance Zhao? How can this be possible? What does the auto show have to do with you? That's not right. What's it to you? Go wherever it's cool. Don't try to find a sense of existence here. I didn't give him any face or any respect in front of so many people. Mei Li came out. Sister-in-law, are you in a hurry to divorce brother Leo Lu? Is there another man outside? Have you found a new love and forgotten the old one? You, a conservative housewife, are you so reckless in dealing with love? I chuckle. Hasty? A person who can't even control their own underwear and stockings, I advise you to speak less, because you are too promiscuous. You. Mei Li was so angry that she was left speechless. Leo Lu gritted his teeth angrily. If it were not for the car show venue, he would definitely have cursed loudly. 20 minutes into the exhibition, I was invited to the stage to explain the latest upgrades to the luxury car's performance. Obtained the praise of all the big shots, and also brought in a lot of big shot investment for Vance Zhao. Only Leo Lu and Mei Li were filled with envy. Vance Zhao saw me off at the car show, and he left a position as design director for me at the company, which I gladly accepted. Leo Lu saw me and Vance Zhao chatting and laughing, and he immediately came over. Judy Zhu, you are my wife, don't flirt with other people, come home with me quickly. Before I could retort, he and Mei Li pushed me into a Rolls-Royce. The car emanated a maritime aroma, likely the scent left behind by this canine couple after their rendezvous, though they might have done well to spritz on some perfume. As Mei Li closed the car door, Leo Lu unexpectedly asked Mei Li to take a taxi back, and Mei Li didn't say anything and immediately got out of the car. Hey! How did you chase away your sweetheart? You are really shameless, treating your savior in this way. You are my wife, in the past it was my mistake, I will leave Mei Li, and live well with you, don't be so temperamental anymore. I have determined that I will get a divorce, and you are not to touch me again. Leo Lu's expression was terribly gloomy. I gave you a way out, but you still want to fight for real. You'd better know your place, without me you're nothing. Leo Lu, don't be too self-confident, I'm already the design director, I don't need your little money, I will file for divorce, you'd better be prepared. Lawsuit. Do you dare? Ha ha. I got out of the car as soon as I opened the car door. Vance Zhao gave me a slight smile and said, get in the car, I'll give you a ride. That would be a bother for Mr. Zhao. I heard you are getting divorced. Where are you staying now? Let's go to the company's apartment. I don't want to see that jerk Leo Lu even for a second now. After boarding the vehicle, my private lawyer called me. The video evidence collected is authentic and effective, and the divorce lawsuit can be initiated at any time. After I instructed and filed the lawsuit, I hung up the phone. Now it's time for Leo Lu to have a drink. Since the car show that day, I have never gone back to Leo Lu's house, and I have directly blocked his call. That day, I received a call from Leo Lu's cousin, Yvonne Lu, who is also my best friend. She opened a luxury car club and invited me as a guest to cut the ribbon. Yvonne Lu is both my best friend and university classmate. Half the luxury cars at the club were designed by me with the latest upgrades. Vance Zhao therefore sent me a car. I arrived and found that Leo Lu and Mei Li were also there. Leo Lu let go of Mei Li's hand and came to see me. Judy Zhu, why haven't you been answering my calls? I haven't seen you in these past few days. Do you know how worried I am about you? At least send me a message and let me know you're okay. Mei Li scolded me sarcastically. Leo Lu brother is so good to you, don't be ungrateful. These days he hasn't been eating or drinking because of you, look how skinny he's become. He's lost weight. Has he been giving you all his nutrition? You didn't go for a pregnancy checkup to see if you're pregnant with his child. Most likely even going to the hospital won't reveal anything, and it's possible that one or both of you may be infertile. I left right after I said that, not giving them a chance to speak. The ribbon-cutting ceremony has ended. The guests arrived one by one. The more I dislike something, the more it seems to come my way. This dog and woman are now sitting next to me. Mei Li quietly whispered in my ear, actually, you were right, I already have Leo Lu's flesh and blood, I wonder if you will be angry? I don't think you'd mind, would you? May your childbirth be without an anus. She says whatever she wants, I have no time to listen to a monk chanting sutras while I'm eating. Leo Lu's face flushed an angry red, how dare you speak so viciously? Mei Li saved me, she has the right to have my child, don't you dare say such things about her. I look at Mei Li, have you become an idiot after being kicked by a donkey's hoof? I want to get divorced, but you still won't let me, then how will you have this child? Don't you want to get married to Leo Lu? I believe that my brother Leo Lu truly loves me. The marriage certificate is just a piece of paper, and I don't care about it. As long as he is happy, I will support whatever decision he makes. Leo Lu put his hand on my shoulder, and I immediately shook off his arm. Get lost. Your dirty hands better not touch me, I find it disgusting. He saw that I really hated him, and his eyes even turned red. Just like a pure-hearted young man after a breakup, his spirit suddenly wilted. This change is too fast. I was just feeling indignant about Mei Li, but now I'm like a wounded little gray rabbit, gloomy and dejected. He walked out of the banquet hall, and Mei Li followed him out. After the meal, I did not hurry to drive back, but went to the pedestrian street for a walk. I passed by a durian stall, my brow furrowed, and Leo Lu stood in front of me. Judy Zhu, please don't get a divorce, I've just realized how important you are to me. Get lost, don't disgust me. With a splash, he kneeled down right in front of me. I was disdainful, if you want to kneel, then kneel to the durian. I will do it, as long as you don't divorce me, I will kneel. He flung a wad of cash at the durian vendor, placed 4 durians on the ground, and then knelt down with a grimace on his face. Is this okay, Judy Zhu? Don't you love me anymore? Why do you tolerate my improper relationship with other women? I looked at him indifferently. You idiot, you're quite self-aware, it's not that you don't love anymore, so you're getting a divorce. As for who you love to sleep with, you can sleep with whoever you want, I don't care. His eyes were bloodshot, and his body was slightly trembling. This is the first time he has begged me so humbly, before he never did this. It seems that he really regrets it and is also afraid. If I had known this earlier, why would I have treated you this way? One who brings ruin upon oneself cannot live. He actually cried, looking deeply sentimental. I'm sorry, please don't leave me, I was wrong, as long as you come home with me, I will immediately draw a clear line with Mei Li. I should go and get my things back from her house. I can go home with you, as I need to take my belongings. He bitterly smiled and thought you had come back home not to divorce me, so let's go home first and then we'll talk about it. It's been a month since I've been back, and there are a lot of women's clothes, underwear, and stockings scattered all over the sofa, balcony, and the rest of the house. Judging by the style, they seem to belong to Mei Li. He hurriedly gathered these things up quickly, his face very embarrassed. Don't misunderstand, these days Mei Li has been staying here because she is not feeling well, and the clothes are just her messy ones. He grabbed my waist from behind and tried to kiss my neck, but I elbowed him in the stomach. He let out a cry of pain and released his grip on me. How could you bear to hit me? Am I your lover? You've made me so sad, when you said I was your true son child. You are really disgusting. Do you think I am still the same as I was before? Don't act like a bitch and heat all over the place. The me at the beginning is already dead, and the me now has already broken free from the cocoon. He took out an angel's heart, worth over 2 million. This was the necklace I liked the most before, because Leo Lu thought it was too expensive and didn't let me buy it. Darling, I'm not reluctant to spend money on you, it's just that this angelic heart isn't worth that much. We can't be taken in like that, but I naively believed it to be true. Looking at the necklace I once loved the most, it's just so now, all glitz and no substance. I simply swatted away the necklace he handed me. Leo Lu was shocked and quickly caught the escaping angel's heart. You've lost your mind, this is worth more than 2 million, how can you casually destroy it? Aren't you the one who wants this necklace the most? I don't want it anymore, people do change, don't they? You've fallen for Mei Li too, haven't you? He was at a loss for words and could not speak. Leo Lu, can you be a little more sincere? Constantly putting on this hypocritical act of making yourself out to be a sage of pure love, isn't it tiring? I'm sorry, it was my fault, please forgive me this time, I will definitely clarify the relationship with Mei Li. At this time, Mei Li came in, looking very weak. Leo Lu hurried to help her. Mei Li, what's wrong? The doctor said to me that the fetal heartbeat is unstable, and I'm afraid this child may not survive. How could this be? Leo Lu was greatly alarmed. Mei Li sobbed uncontrollably, crying in his embrace. Leo Lu looked troubled as he looked at me. Judy Zhu, I'm sorry, I need to take Mei Li to the hospital, I'll find time to explain to you later. He took Mei Li to the hospital, and I tidied up a few things. Seeing the house where I once lived, there is no longer any feeling of home. A month later, I was invited to the headquarters to share my design concepts. What I didn't expect was to see Mei Li and Leo Lu at the headquarters. Mei Li has a slightly swollen belly, and she should give birth in a short while. My current physique and appearance have undergone a dramatic transformation, from a housewife to a top-tier elite beauty. Vance Zhao stood beside me, making Leo Lu extremely jealous. He angrily pointed his finger at me and said, well, I haven't been in contact with you for half a year, and it turns out you've been getting involved with Vance Zhao. Mei Li also used abusive language. You see, I didn't say anything wrong about Leo Lu brother, she is just shameless and has already betrayed you. Snap! I slapped him with a big slap. Lowly person, it's best you piss first and take a good look at yourself before saying anything about me. Do you even have the face to say that to me? You dare to hit me? Leo, look at her, she's even hitting a pregnant woman. Mei Li is pitiable. Leo Lu was about to hit me, but was stopped by Vance Zhao. Mr. Zhao, this has nothing to do with you, don't interfere. Judy Zhu, isn't that going too far? How can you lay a hand on Mei Li when she's pregnant with a baby? Your family's mother dog is biting people indiscriminately. Can you please keep her tied up at home and not let her out to bite people indiscriminately? She called me a bitch, you quickly punish her. Mei Li stomped her feet in anger where she stood. Leo Lu was also furious, staring at me intently. Could it be that we really can't go back? Are they really going to end in divorce? What do you think? The next day, I received a call from the lawyer, asking me to go and handle the divorce. Under sufficient evidence, Leo Lu had no choice but to admit his guilt. As the party at fault in the marriage, I was awarded a portion of his assets. Not long after, I heard that Leo Lu had committed suicide. Mei Li conspired with someone to swindle away most of his savings, causing a rift in his company's cash flow and leading to the company's bankruptcy. Unable to cope with the blow at the time, they committed suicide. Finally, because the profit sharing was uneven, Mei Li personally killed her boyfriend Chen Cheng. After police interrogation, Mei Li also confessed to everything. It was Chen Cheng who stabbed Leo Lu, and the rescue of Leo Lu by Mei Li and Chen Cheng was also a self-directed play, with the purpose of approaching Leo Lu. His money is what they want. The child in Mei Li's belly is not Leo Lu's, the child is Chen Cheng's. Given that Mei Li is pregnant, she can only be executed by firing squad after she gives birth to the child. When the time of childbirth came, Mei Li died from severe postpartum hemorrhage. I'm sure Leo Lu regretted it when he was dying.